Welcome to our Great Gifts Q&A. I had a question come in about what do you gift somebody when you don't really know them? Like you're kind of getting to know them, and so they're new in your life. Like maybe you're at um, maybe you have an in-law that's suddenly coming to your life, or somebody's gotten married, and so you have some extra family that have now joined that you don't really know, you're not familiar with, or perhaps this is a coworker who you're just kind of getting to know. And so it's kind of more of a casual gift. And so it does kind of depend on how much you're wanting to get to know them. Because if it's just like a obligatory gift where you're not really wanting to establish a connection, like a boss gift or a teacher gift, or something where it's just a gift for gift's sake, um, then those lower, effort, lower dollar items like a gift card, that's an appropriate place for one because you really don't know them. And so it's hard to choose those types of items. Um, or say um, doing doing kind of more of a something that is associated with where you know them from. And so if you know them from church, something that's church related would be appropriate and to be able to give to them. If you know them from work, is there something that would help them in their jobs? Say that, maybe you guys use pen and paper to jot things down. Then a nice pen or something that along those lines that would be useful, but not overly done, would be for those cases where it's obligatory. You don't really have to, go too far on it. But say you're wanting to actually get to know the person. Say they're a new person into your family, and so you want to build a relationship with them, but you just might not know them much. Best would be to start with what you do know about them. And it might be scarce, but if there's anything you can latch on to, that would help with making sure that they feel appreciated and that they feel seen, and that you're able to feel like they've got the recognition that you're trying to do with this gift. If you don't know them super well, a handwritten card goes a long way because those words that you go to express, it can come from your heart without having to go above and beyond with something that they may not know whether they want it or not. You might not know whether they want it or not. But being able to just express the gratitude that you have for them coming into your life, for them being a new member, and just saying, I'm excited to get to know you more, and make it more of a casual card. Honestly, I would not necessarily gift a gift card in that because you don't you might not know what would be valuable to them. And so I would just say a simple card in and of itself can be a gift. Um, the next step up would be if you know anything about them, about something of their hobby, something that you know that they like to do, or maybe you found that they how they interacted, maybe something that they could do with whomever it is that they are connected with in your family. So say your brother got married and you're trying to give something to your new sister-in-law. So you're trying to say, okay, what do they want? I don't really know them. Maybe you're not in the same area. But what is something that can be a combined gift with your brother and your sister-in-law so that it's still has that connection of it? The next idea would be, what is something that is meaningful to you that you can gift to them to help them learn about you? Because they also probably don't know much about you at this point. And so it can be hey, I really love this book. And I wanted to share it with you because I wanted to get to know you a little bit better and I wanted you to get to know me a little bit better. And so just, having just sharing something that you love with them with the intent of showing a bit about being open about yourself to them. I would pair that with a card, uh, because it might not make much sense to them if they're receiving your favorite movie and they don't have that context. So have a card with that type and say, and give them the why. Say, hey, this is my favorite movie. I like it because of this. I would love to get to know you better. I would love to be able to explore a little bit more of this relationship with you. And so those are a couple online. I do not like the suggestion. They These are all things that I personally would not do. I'm gonna pull that up as soon as it loads because I don't know how choppy this actually is when it does that. Okay, so I went ahead and I just did a quick AI overview just to see what happens when you search what to get someone you know little about. And it says um, consumables or gourmet treats, which that one is reasonable, something that is easily consumed, easily used. That's tricky though, because there's a lot of allergies out there. There's a lot of preferences out there. You'd have to go generic for it to really be okay, and sometimes it might not be. So they talk about chocolates or snacks, bottle of wine, selection of good teas, fancy coffee, or hot chocolate. Well, for my family, three of those don't work, and so just be cautious. You like get with consumables preferences can be super high. We actually once got a pack of hot chocolates. Super pretty packaging, very, very cute. Clearly, they did a little bit of thought on it because they're like, oh, this is cute. I want to gift this out kind of as a neighborly gift. We tried the hot chocolate. It was the worst ever. So, like literally the mint one, my husband had it and it was like menthol coming out of his nose. I couldn't even take a taste of it. I could smell it from across the room. So even though it was really, really pretty cute cups, like we kept the cups that the little hot chocolate came in because they were super cute, but they tasted awful. They were the worst hot chocolates we've ever had. And so it's like, and then we got them the year after. They gifted it to us twice in a row. We weren't able to tell them before that it was terrible hot chocolate. Um, so even when you're going hot chocolate route, there's risk. So unless you like that brand, unless you have some reason for it, I would not recommend those. Home goods or cozy items is the next thing on the list, like candles, a cozy blanket, a nice hand soap or lotion, pretty tea towels. Yeah, feels like a dime a dozen. A candle, like this is the first candle I've ever used in a long, long time, and that was for a specific occasion. And even then, I don't like the scent. I like the scent when I was sniffing it at the store. When it's burning, it just smells like wax. And so if you have some meaning behind it, okay. Like I do have a cozy blanket, and this blanket has great meaning to me. And so this blanket was meaningful. But if it's something that you don't know how to make this meaningful for them. Unless they just like to have a tower, like a big mountain of blankets, it might just be kind of like a meh gift. Tea towels, yeah, but everybody's got their own style in their kitchen. And so, like, it might clash. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm not a fond of that. Gift cards and experiences. Gift card to a popular store or restaurant, gift card to a local hotspot, charitable donation. I have my issues with gift cards in and of themselves. We'll probably be talking about those in the next few Q&As, just because it's something that I personally I struggle with, because there are other way more meaningful ways to give gifts. And now, granted, not all gift cards are bad. There are times when a gift card can be a significant benefit. And, like, especially if you know a family is struggling to even put food on the table, a gift card to a grocery store, oh my gosh, that's huge. because then they can make their choices. They can get the dinner that they wanted. They can get some of the things that they have been missing, and that can be what they need. They can go and spend that out and stretch their dollars just that much more. So yes, there is a time and place for gift cards. But if you're just getting a gift card because you don't know what else to get, don't do it. Find another way. There are more ways that are way more impactful than a gift card. All right, the next thing, practical and useful items like a nice mug, a handheld multi-tool, a nice picture frame, or a portable phone charger. Okay, the portable phone charger, everybody can use those. They always break. So that one's decent. Make sure it's not a 6-foot one. Those ones are way too short. So just try to make it practical, but it has gotten better with both Apple and iPhone going to the C charger. That has made it a little bit easier. Before it was like, well, which charger do they use? And so that would have been a research project in and of itself. And you might get the wrong one. And a nice picture frame. Yes, I would say if you're doing a picture frame, include with it a picture. Because a picture frame in and of itself isn't useful unless it's something that you like. Does it, if they love music, does it have music notes around it? That might be wonderful for them to be able to do that. But so many people have images online. So I actually got one from a sister of mine, where it was a framed picture of my son. And it was so funny because I actually had that same picture of my son on my phone at the time. And so I was like, oh my gosh, you got my picture. And so that one was really nice and thoughtful without being overly, without being troublesome with it. And so that was nice. And so you can see some of their favorite pictures on social media. You can download them and put them into a picture frame for them because they might not have that. Not everybody prints out photos nowadays. Handheld multi-tool. Yes. It says like a high quality pocket knife or a multi-tool. Yes, I mean, I have gifted some of those to my dad, but it's because he always carries a pocket knife on him. I don't gift that to everybody. I don't, or I've gifted it out to my husband when I know that a multi-tool would be useful, but it's usually paired with something else. It's more like an extra stocking stuffer more than anything else. And so just getting that as a gift is kind of all right, a nice mug. If the design makes sense, if there's a saying with it, I mean, mugs can be nice. It's nice to have another one around. But also it can get too much. It can be just, the odd one out. I end up having the odd mug out often. So I don't know. Again, those previous examples, I would much more recommend those than any of these ideas that came through AI. Do a handwritten card. Go find a blank one, go find one that has a decent enough saying, and then just write on the other side. Just express your desire, whatever it may be, with whatever connection you want with this person. If it's a neighbor, if it's somebody that you don't know very much and you don't want to know very much about them, then some of these items might be a little bit better, because you aren't needing to go through all of that to establish a connection. And so, but that's what these gifts feel like to me. They feel like the throwaway gifts that are better regifted afterwards. And so for it to be really impactful, there does need to be some heart and some intention behind it. But it doesn't have to cost much. And it doesn't have to cost anything at all. You could send something digitally that carries with it some weight too. And so that's my little soapbox for this Q&A. Have a great night. Or whenever you watch this. Have a great day.